Okay, this is an update from the first devlog. I've actually made quite a lot of progress in the last week and a half or so. There's quite a bit that's different about what's going on at the minute. The reason I'm showing you right now, just in this Unity window, is as soon as I start it, there's a video that's going to play on this screen. So I'm going to let that play, and then I'll give you a bit of a demo of what's new and different. Oh, hello, over here. I'm so glad you've turned up. I'm Hallie, the lab AI. Everything's gone wrong today, and Dr. Lumen is out for lunch. You're just the person I need, though. All these samples have just been sent to the lab, and they're all mixed up. They're also urgent, so we need to get them processed as soon as possible. I know it's your first day, but I think we can do it together. Before we start, I need to work out how much you know already. Answer these questions before we get going. So that's the introduction video. It's a bit of a rough cut. That's the rough style that I'm going for, but I do need to remake it and also do the others. I wanted to do a test and see how it came out, and it's just revealed a couple of things about how I went about it that I would probably do differently. So, for example, I'm going to use a different camera to see if I can get a larger zoom in. I used a 360 camera that I've got, which is very good quality, and I'm downsampling it from 4K to 1080p, but it doesn't quite fill the frame enough for me. I'd like to do a bit of a better job of that. Also, I think the green screen worked quite well, but there was a few things about how I did it that I would change. So, for example, in this, I was wearing a black t-shirt, and then over the top of that I'd put a green blanket, which did do a fairly good job, but there are some bits where the t-shirt was more visible, so I had to do a bit of masking and stuff. So I think that with a bit of practice, I've had to crack another couple out. They'll get better. So my plan is to do those in the next week or so. So what else is new? So first of all, we have this visualizer. So it doesn't work at all at the moment. It's just purely a visual effect. But I set it up just so I could demonstrate what it's going to look like. In reality, this will be not visible unless there is something in here to be grabbed. So it's basically a cone with a bit of solidity, a nice sort of translucent texture with a bit of bloom to it, a little bit of glow, and then inside I've got this particle effect going on, which is just like little. I think I used an isosphere, a fairly rough isosphere for that. So that's pretty good. The other thing that's different is audio. So I have audio set up. So when you grab this desk, it makes a noise. If you grab this, it makes a noise. And if you grab these samples, they also make a noise. So I've added like sound to every kind of bit of interaction that's important, really. So the other thing is I've fixed the issue that was apparent last time in the video, where the sample labels were appearing in front of everything else in the scene, so including like the hand and stuff. So that's fixed now. The other thing we've got is this work area. So I wanted a sort of a specific area where the activities would take place, because to be honest, if you pick up and grab one of these, you can put it down, but it's going to fall over. So it's a bit unwieldy. So what I've done is I've added this, and there's a snap zone. So if you put it down, it will snap into place. Makes a little noise when it does that. And it also both removes the top and gets about twice as big. This is because these sample bottles are the perfect size for picking up, but they're a bit too small to actually do anything with. So I thought I'd scale them up, and obviously having the lid go away means that's not something that the user has to worry about. So you pick it up, the lid goes back on, you put it down, it comes off. What else? So I have added a post-processing, and that's because some of the materials are meant to be a little bit kind of glowy, as you can see with this. However, that little bit of bloom has meant that, the detail has been lost in this texture because it has bubbles and stuff in it. So I need to make a few adjustments to that just so it looks right again. This currently doesn't do anything except sit there, though. it will be a washing station. So if there is a bit of equipment that needs to be cleaned, then the user will just wave it inside and it will come out clean. So it's meant to be like water. The other thing I've got is this waste disposal unit. This is now working completely. I've got this here. This doesn't have any purpose except to test that. So it's currently got a spawn on it. So when I pick it up, I just pick up a fresh one each time I pick it up. So with this, what we have is a script on it which will throw the stuff away. It will make it disappear, but it will also have a little twingly noise, particle effect, etc., which I think is quite nice. So here we go. So I'm quite pleased with the way that came out. I also quite like the fact that it looks like it's vanishing gradually. I don't think it is. I just think it's so fast that it looks like it is. But I'm very pleased with how that works. So that's where I am at the moment. Hopefully in the next week or so I should have the videos done. My next step is to get the questions set up. This scene is basically not really going to have anything interactive happening in it. It's so that these things are all there and in the right place. That's why I'm building them out. But the scene actually is a set of questions. And then in the next scene, that's when the interaction stuff starts. So I think I'm going to try and use the Unity timeline to set this all out. I haven't used it yet though, so I'm not entirely sure what we'll end up using, but that seems the simplest option and quite a nice way of stringing together actions in a specific order. I do have a sort of script for handling the quiz. We'll see if that works. I need to hook up a UI component to have like different buttons on it and so forth. The other thing that needs to be in place for the end of this is there's a virtual tablet is what I had actually talked about doing. But actually, I think I might have switched it off at the moment, but there is actually one that is included in my interaction toolkit that pops up as like a little UI that pops out from the wrist area. So I will probably end up using that instead of making a whole tablet metric, because that's easily accessible with a button on the keypad. I don't need to add any different UI stuff, and it's just sort of already built in. So that's where I am at the moment, and I'll do another update when I have more.